Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and let's get right into the charts for Bitcoin, as Bitcoin right now is pushing straight into that weekly pivot. As you can see, we are trying to break it for a second time right here. As you can see, yesterday we did get a test of that weekly pivot and then we dropped down to create a uh, higher high right here. As you can see, after creating this low right here, right now it is possible that we have flipped the trend bullish and the price is going to continue rising to the upside if we break through that weekly pivot and manage to reclaim that value area low right here of the previous range. Then I am expecting another potential move to the back to that all-time high that we made at $123,000 for Bitcoin. But as of right now, the price is still struggling to break out of this weekly pivot. Ethereum is also bouncing from the weekly pivot, as you can see right here, so price is still pretty choppy, but once we get a clear bounce and a continuation, then we will get a one direction move to the upside, in my opinion, since it is still very close to that $4,000 region. So in my opinion, it is going to be taken out in the, if not this month, then in the coming next months we will hit 4,000 for it. Also right now the stock market is pushing once again after bouncing from the weekly pivot. Right here you can see the S&P 500 manages to bounce from that weekly pivot, and currently it is trying to break through that weekly pivot resistance one that we rejected from yesterday, as you can see right here. And as I said, if the stock market continues to push higher after this correction, then Bitcoin will also continue, and this retest of the previous all-time high would be our bottom for now, and then we will see continuation higher. But as I said, we need the stock market to continue pushing higher. Also, we want to look at the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance currently still looking strong, and we want to see the Bitcoin dominance actually reject from that weekly pivot and not break above it, since if it breaks out of it, the altcoins will start struggling once again. But if it rejects and starts pushing down to that trend line, we are going to see it reach that $4,000 region very easily, as I said. So we need to see that Bitcoin dominance decline right here. Also, if we look at some other altcoins like Solana is still in that range right here basically. So we need to see Solana push above the weekly pivot and reclaim that value area high, which is sitting at $182 basically. And we want to see a reclaim of this range high, and then we want to see a final push break out of this high that we made right here, and then finally up to that 240 250 high that we have right here. And maybe even if we break out of here, then we might go for the all-time high, since Solana has been consolidating very long in that range, struggling to close above it. We did close above it right here, but then once again, since Bitcoin started dumping, Solana actually went back into that range, as you can see. But right now we've hit, I think, almost 2 weeks of a correction to the downside of around 24%. So it is finally, in my opinion, time for Solana to start pushing higher. And also the same goes for it. It has been doing really well compared to Solana, but as I said, we need to see Solana reclaim that value area high, and we are going to see higher price targets. And right now we can see stock market is pushing very nice. Bitcoin is also following, trying to break out of this weekly pivot. If it manages to break out, then we will be getting another bullish week, as I said. And also on the monthly candle, as I have been mentioning from my previous videos, we did get a new monthly candle open, and the new monthly candle went back all the way down to that previous all-time high, which also perfectly correlates with that half of this previous monthly body candle, which I said once we get a new monthly open, we are going to retest maybe half of that body of the previous candle, and this is exactly what happened, guys. So as I said, it is also very important to be able to read candlesticks and not just stick to indicators, since this can also help you in some cases like this one, as I said. So right now everything is looking pretty nice. Let me look at some other altcoins like Hype still needs to reclaim that weekly pivot, and then we are potentially going to see some higher price targets for Hype, as we have had right now 3 weeks of around 27% correction, which is also pretty decent correction in my opinion. And potentially from here, if Bitcoin starts pushing, then we will see altcoins also start pushing with that Bitcoin dominance. We need it to drop, as I said, in order for the altcoins to start pushing once again. And also we need to see that stock market push higher. We are very close to that all-time high. I don't think we're going to be getting a rejection. We are potentially going to reach it and consolidate right here, or maybe even push higher, since the momentum is very strong. As you can see what happened before on the weekly, we got 1 week of very strong correction. You can see we got a red body candle, and then we got 2 weeks of upside, and right now we got a very strong seller's candle, basically red candle, you can see. And right now we are pushing back above, you can see. So it is possible that the next week will also be bullish for the stock market, and this also means that it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin. Also, if we look at the liquidation heat map, we managed to take out most of the liquidity. We swept most of the liquidity that was sitting to the downside, not as much as I wanted, down to 107k, but we did sweep the majority. And right now the price is, in my opinion, heading to that 120k liquidity, which we have all the way up to 121,000. And if price manages to get up there, then it is very possible that we go up to here and test the all-time high and potentially create newer ones. Now, one thing that still concerns me is the big sell-off that we have been getting this week from the Bitcoin ETFs. 4 red days in a row of ETF outflows, with even BlackRock selling right now. You can see BlackRock, they've not sold before, and also the previous months they were while everyone else from the institutions, they were selling, BlackRock was either not buying any, or buying a little bit, or just buying millions, like 100 million or 50 million, and they were not selling. But right now they have started selling, which is also something that concerns me, since we also need to pay attention to the bigger institutions, what the smart money is doing, which is also very important. The Fear and Greed index sitting at that 52, still neutral. So we are going to be getting a move soon. As you can see, volatility is there. We just need to be patient and wait for that right move to come. You can see right here, currently trying to break out of the weekly pivot. So we do have some nice volatility since this morning. I think we have pushed almost 2.5%, which is very nice. It is also up from that bottom that we made right here, almost 10%. So we are getting some moves in the market. If we look at the longs versus shorts ratio, you can see today finally we do have more buying pressure in the markets. Right now we do have more active buyers than sellers currently, so this is also a good sign. And as you can see, we are pushing price higher. If we look at the open interest for Bitcoin, you can see we do have CVD going down and open interest going down. So this suggests, in my opinion, that shorts are getting closed out right here. Basically, also shorts are getting squeezed out that have opened yesterday. You can see here on this low, the shorts that have opened are right now almost 2.5% in a loss, basically. And some of them right now, as you can see here, they are basically closing out since they are getting liquidated and trying to save their funds, as you know. So basically we need to see continuation of this move in order for us to test this value area low and then potentially break out of it for higher price targets so we can get back to that all-time high. And yes guys, that would be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.